Now I'm going to be tying a fly. They call this a struggling caddis, struggling Caddis Pupa. Now it's a great wee pattern. It's a fly that I've tied many times for friends that fish, mainly in lochs, though this would be a good pattern in the river as well. Now, basically the idea behind the pupa is to try and get or represent the point where it's coming off, and it's struggling a wee bit, and that's hence its name, the struggling caddis. Now you try and keep it as light as possible. Now there's a few hooks you could use, but one of my favourite at the moment especially is this one here. It's a Czech Nymph hook. It's a barbless hook, it's got a lovely sort of point on it. This is a size 16. Now the thread I'm going to be using, just using the Uni thread. This is I've used quite a bit of this thread, the label's starting to go, but it's a yellow and 8/0. Then I'm going to wax it to get it started. Now I'm going to put some eyes on this, so when you come down about 1.5 mil, remove the waste and then come up, stop it say head length from the eye. Now I form the eyes using this is a 12-pound nylon. As you see, it's called Sea Strike, but basically if you look in the shelves in Sea England, their nylon colours are really bright. Now these make for a good eyes net. It's like a fibre optic, and it works extremely well. You get it in different colours. Now I've got the orange or red, but this is probably the best one I've caught most fish on myself, so I know it looks a gimmick in a way, but to be honest I find that it works extremely well. Now I've got a tapered or a pointed pair of tweezers here. Now I've cut a length off about 1 centimetre. You've seen me doing this before, but what you do is just melt it up against the sides and then do the other side, and that gives you your eyes. Very easy, and you see how bright these eyes are. I usually give it a wee blow just to make sure that they've cooled down. Easiest way to put them onto your hook is to this side here, can you come over with 3 turns and then let it go. Now what happens, that twists away from me, so what I do is then loosen off slightly with the thread and then do it or wind basically what's going to be the opposite way, just a couple of times or so, just to get them in position. Now your eyes will be slightly off, so you may have to get them in the centre. Now these are obviously on the top. Now do we see how they're sitting? Just slightly off yet. Just work with them. Going to put a couple of figure eights in here just to try and control the eyes, because you have to do that. Just move them in. Don't go tie the rest of the flies. If you're not happy with the eyes not sitting right, then it'll annoy you, and it annoys me, so I make sure they're sitting right first. There's your eyes, that's fine. Sitting about a head length from the eye, and then we start to come along the shank. Now the rib of the fly is a Uni-Mylar clear, this one here. It's just a medium width clear plastic really, but it's a great rib, so it is. Now I like to tie it in the way down. I'm just working my way down, tying it in the side, all the way around to this point here. Now what I'm going to do is colour the underside. The side that's going to be touching the body as I wind up, which is this is on top here, so I'm going to colour it up with a permanent marker pen. Now you can use a Sharpie, use whatever one you've got, as long as it's kind of waterproof like. Now for the body, I'm going to use a dubbing from Wapsi. This is Life Cycle, and the colour I'm going to be using, as you can see, it's highlighted in the black dot, it's called Cream. It's a colour that works for me. It's like a natural seal's fur. If you have a natural seal's fur, this is the colour you'll get. Now it works extremely well, so I'm just going to make sure it's blended nice. Now this is a rough pupa pattern. It's meant to be rough. You're not win any competitions with this other than fishing ones. If it's for photographs, It will look a bit rough, but anyway, just build up a tapered body. Get a nice, reasonable shape. Take your time when you're doing it. Now as I wind the dubbing up, I wind obviously with my right hand, but I twist and tighten dubbing with my left hand. Don't use your right hand for dubbing and winding, it just doesn't work. It's like your all finger and thumbs. You can get used to using your left hand. And then we want a straight turn at the back. And then we wind up around about 6 times or so. Get it to sit nice. There we are. Cross your thread. And then we can trim away the waste. At this point what we do is draw back any fibres going forward and tidy this area up. So a wee bit of wax on my thread. Looking to be in line with the point of the hook. Even if you come over that last turn of the rib a wee bit. But you can see the type of body you get. It's really nice. Take out a couple of the long fibres I don't want. It looks fine. Gives the impression of the fly hatching. The body I'm going to be using, the legs and the wing of the fly, I'm going to use a deer here. Now this gives the impression of both legs and wing. Now I'm just going to bring some fibres out. Enough that we can, when we form it, we can rotate it around the shank, it'll give a nice collar. This helps keep the fly up. Get the length. The length can be basically towards the back of the hook. It can be slightly longer if you wish. I usually keep it, if you look at the tips here, in line with the back. Then I'll hold this, come in with 2 loose turns, slowly tighten up and allow the fibres to rotate around the shank. Tighten up into this with 2 or 3 good tight turns. Now the thread's wax, so there's plenty of grip. Now what I'm going to do then is carrying down to the eye, and then see these long fibres, just draw them back. Now you're going to bring your thread up, slightly over them, and make sure this is nice and tight. Got a wee bit of wax on my thread. So we're tapering towards it, gives a nice taper towards the eye. Now these, I basically just pull them off with the cut ends. Gives you can trim away, but the chances are you might be able to, you might pull off, cut away the taper points of the deer here. Now this, as I say, it is a rough fly, so don't worry too much. You will be left with sort of cut ends. Again, don't worry too much, it helps to float the fly, it helps to keep it up a wee bit, not so much floating it, but it helps to keep it a wee bit higher in that area. And then when you're happy, I'll do this side, I want to pull it. The tapered fibres of the deer here are far stronger, so you'll not pull them out. And then what I'm going to do then is take, when I'm happy, the thread to the eye, the hook. Quick look, see everything's sitting fine. Then we tie in some horns. This is just some bronze mallard fibres. Take out 2. Tear away from the feather. Get a length that you can see. So you're going to measure about twice the hook length. Just usually catch it with a couple of turns in front. And then once I've did that, keeping the thread tight, I can separate these fibres. And then bring them towards the back, bring the thread to the back of the eye. Get them to sit the way you want. Bring them back up. Then we can trim this away. Now I'm going to use this is just some fine, this is a squirrel dub, this one here, squirrel dubbing, it's from SLF, it comes in these packs, you can't really see it, but there it's, you get different colours. That one there, that orangey one is quite nice. I'm going to use like the brown, the dark brown. Use whatever dubbing you like. It could be SLF, standard dubbing, it could be seals fur. You use what you have, what you like in these flies. Then what I'm going to do is just come down, tighten onto it. Then I'm going to figure it through, form like a head. Then end up with the thread in front. Take away any excess dubbing. Now I'm going to change the colour of the thread by using the back to a permanent marker. Just going to make sure it's a reasonable clean head there. You'll always get the odd fibre coming forward with your turns or threads, so, and then when you're happy you can then whip finish. It's a simple wee Caddis Pupa. Now if you don't like the eyes, if you haven't got the, just leave them out, just put the dubbing in front. The other thing you can do is you can trim away the deer hair underneath if you want, and as I say, it's a simple fly. Then what we want to get is a wee drop of varnish. I usually just tap with the brush round about the eye area, let it slowly seep on towards the head of the fly. You can clean the eye out, just come underneath with a dubbing needle or something. And there we are, and that's your, what we call the struggling caddis. It does look, I mean, really rough looking fly. You want the rougher the better at times. So, I mean, it's, as I say, when you see it in the water, it makes up for it. I'm just taking a couple of these fibres away. And that wee fluorescent eye from the nylon makes a big difference. It does catch the light, and I've found it works extremely well. So, I hope you enjoyed that.